but they're too
Only
easy.
you know who other religions.
Thanks, Mom.
You get the memo, right?
I'm thinking Friday morning, and I want to come here with the cufflinks.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna make a promise to you, and the promise is when you leave here, you're gonna be thinking slightly differently after I've spoken. It's my promise to you. What I'm going to do is kind of give a sample of what I do when I'm delivering to young people. What I want you to kind of do is just think about the way you think. When I'm delivering to young people, often it's all about mindset. I think we touched a little bit on mindset and how mindset is. I'll create a program called 50 States to Changing Your Mindset, which is going to be based in America, because of 50 states. And I've been working in England for such a while now, I kind of realised it's all about looking at your beliefs. And this is how we're going to start. Basically, you know, I used to be a teacher. And one of the biggest problems I used to find, it used to be based on their beliefs, what they believed about themselves. And I kind of did a lot of research into it, and I realised that if you haven't got your belief, there's a real big problem. And what I'm going to do is kind of give you some steps to really overcome not just beliefs, but how your subconscious works, and we'll talk more about it. So first of all, beliefs. All the stories I tell you are true. I used to be a teacher, as I said earlier, and I had a young man that came into my classroom, and he was complaining that the head of year had told him off because of his poor behaviour. And it really surprised me, because this young man had really good behaviour. He had no issues at all. I spoke to him further about it, and he explained to me that he came into school once and his tie was undone and he was feeling really down. Teacher shouted at him, "Do your tie up, come on, you need to be better dressed than that, what's wrong with you?" Send him out of the classroom. Now, it surprised me, because Nathaniel was a well-behaved boy, there was never any issues. So I sat down with Nathaniel, I said, "Nathaniel, how come you can come into school dressed the way you were?" He didn't tell me why. I then spoke to the teacher that told him off, and he said, "Steve, I've had enough, because with him, his behaviour has been terrible. It's dropped, I don't understand why." I then went to speak to Nathaniel again. I said, "Nathaniel, you need to tell me why your behaviour's dropped." Eventually, he told me that particular day when he came in with his tie was done down and he was looking really bedraggled, what happened that morning, he'd seen his dad hit his mum, and his mum's nose was bleeding, etc. He just wanted to get out of that environment. His tie was down, just about got his jacket in time. When the head of year then saw him, he then had a go at him, not realising what had happened before. And I love quoting, because I love reading. And Dr. Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at something, the thing you look at changes. And I think that's the most important thing when working with young people. You need to look beyond that. So when I'm working with young people, I look at belief. Belief is really powerful, because your belief will determine your attitude. Your attitude will determine the way you feel, and ultimately the way you feel will determine the way you act. Working with a young man, didn't like school. That was the belief. He had an attitude, therefore, when it came to school. For example, on Sunday, he had a real big problem because he didn't want to be at school, because it started with his beliefs. The way he felt is if you tried to talk about school, how education was, how his grades were, didn't want to talk about it, hated it. Lo and behold, the way he acts, he didn't want to go into school. All started with belief. I don't just work with young people, I work with adults as well. I'm working with a lady at the moment who's filed for divorce, because her belief was that she didn't want to be with her husband anymore. Even when he made an effort, was it Valentine's Day, the flowers, etc., she had a bit of an attitude. So even though he had the flowers, she went back to her belief, I don't want to be with you. The way she felt was when it came to them being together, she would maybe stay at work a bit longer than she needs to, because she didn't want to be with him. And ultimately, she filed for divorce. Can you see how powerful beliefs are? And it's not just young people, it's adults as well. So ultimately, I realized it's all about addressing your belief. With young people, I deliver this technique, because the whole idea is to get them to thinking, what do you believe? Because if you can change this, you'll then change your actions. What I talk about a lot, and I think we'll talk about it as well, Rishi, was talking about your subconscious mind, because that's where a lot of the beliefs hang out. And your subconscious mind, as it sits there, is 80%. So 80% of our thinking is subconscious mind. Let me prove it to you, how you can move something from your subconscious to your conscious mind. Check this out. Guys, what I want you to do is don't think about blinking. No, don't think about it. So somebody sitting there going. Because what's happened, you've moved it from your subconscious to your conscious. And even though I'm talking now, some of you are still going, oh my God, this blinking thing, I've been doing it for ages now, I've never realised it. Because now, it's conscious. I want us to look deeply into the way we look at our subconscious and our conscious with a game we're going to play. And it is a game, but the game will make you realise how powerful your subconscious mind is. Now I'm looking for 5 volunteers, please. There are 5 volunteers, please, very quickly. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more, please. Come up front, please. And 5. Excellent. Give me a round of applause, please, guys. Come on. Excellent. On the line, please. On the line. Now, this is the same type of game that I would play with young people. But the whole idea is realising the power of your subconscious mind. Now, Rashid, I know you were talking about things that you did want to do, or not so much you want to do, but the way you felt. This game is linked closely to this. So all we need to do is catch the ball and throw the ball back to you. Okay? I love this because the person the internet, they're going to drop this. It's just kind of, you see her looking at us, she's following the path of the ball. Right, you ready? Yeah. Hey, excellent. This is how the game works. Very straightforward. What I'm going to do is throw you the ball and ask you a question. If you respond to the answer yes, you're out. Does that make sense? So you don't say yes. That instruction has gone to their conscious mind. Okay? So consciously, they're going, right, don't say that. Yeah? Subconscious is 90%. So subconscious going, no, I'll say yes if I feel like it, because this is the way our brain works. Watch carefully. How you doing, young man? You okay? You've got to speak, okay?
Oh, okay.
You understand the rules?
Of course.
You sure?
Yes.
Yeah? Excellent. You okay?
I'm good.
Good. You happy, yeah?
I'm great.
Excellent. How are you?
Great.
You sure?
Of course.
You having a good day, yeah?
Lovely.
What's your name?
Kim.
Kim.
It is.
It is. With this game, do you find that everything is frozen? How are you? Okay.
I'm doing great.
You're sure, yeah?
Absolutely.
What's your name, sorry?
Monique.
Monique, is that your name?
It is.
You happy?
I'm totally happy.
Totally happy.
Yes.
Go and sit down. Hey! Go and sit down, please. Go and sit down. It's a bit of fun. But can you see that your subconscious mind is sitting there, just waiting? I read somewhere 87% of our New Year's resolutions are normally giving up by the time we get to March, because the subconscious mind is there. Your conscious mind is like, yeah, I'm going to join that mastermind club, I'm going to make a difference, I can't, I'm going to do it. But the subconscious mind said, come on, please. I know what you like, Steve. Go back to what you normally do, because it's so used to being the way you are. Let's have some more fun. How you doing? You okay?
I'm good.
Oh. I dropped that, didn't I?
Did you what?
I did drop it, didn't I?
You did drop it.
You sure?
Why'd you drop it? Yeah.
Go and sit down. Take a seat, please. Okay. A bit of fun. But can you see, again, when you're pressured? The metaphor for the pressure I'm putting you under is exactly the same as some of your friends are saying to you, why are you going to mastermind club? It's not going to work. It's not going to make any difference, because I'm putting you under pressure so that you default back to your subconscious mind. Okay, let's step it up a bit. No yes or no.
No yes or no.
No yes or no. Okay? Hey, it's all conscious now. Conscious mind. No yes or no. Yes or no. Watch again. How you doing? You okay?
I'm great.
You sure?
Yeah.
Go sit down. Let's go forward. Let's come across, please. 2 left. 2 left. Give a round of applause in the final, guys. Okay. Hey, how you doing? You okay?
Great.
You sure?
Of course.
Did you say yes?
Of course not.
Oh, right. Okay. How are you? Okay.
Lovely.
Good. Are you female?
I'm male.
You sure?
I was born that way.
Hey, how are you? Okay.
I'm
Are
beautiful.
you a speaker?
I am.
Are you good? The
Extraordinary.
best?
Excellent.
You sure?
Lovely.
You got any children?
Yes.
Ah! That's he's the one that gets them. Okay, give this man a round of applause, please. Okay, just stay here a minute, sir. Okay, it's a bit of fun. But when I deliver this, as I said, it's not just to young people, to adults as well, is that you're looking at your subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is 90%. I've got Rashid up here on purpose, which is really good, because what I can do is give him some steps to overcome that 90%. Because the 90% is saying to him, this is not going to work, this is not going to happen, this is not going to make a difference. The first step is, Rashid, you've got to do something different. Does that make sense?
Of course.
Yeah? Basically, it does, but I'm not going to do it. Basically, what I'm saying, your subconscious mind is you doing what you always do. So therefore you feel comfortable. If you start doing something different, you start taking control of the subconscious mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So subconscious mind is doing what it's doing. All of a sudden you say, you know what, I'm going to walk home instead of driving the car. And your subconscious mind, what? Are you crazy? Get back into the car. Because that's what you're used to doing. So that's the first thing. You've got to start doing, but start with small things. Yeah? So maybe if you normally drink orange juice, drink water instead. And that sounds crazy. But you're challenging what you normally do, and then it becomes a pattern. Next thing is, you've got to live in the now. I touched on it earlier on. When you're living in the now, you're in total control. So if you say to me now, you know what, Steve, I'm going to do all the things I know I need to do. If you say that now.
You want me to say that?
I'm going to say it, yeah.
Steve, I'm going to do all the things that I have already.
Right, so this now moment, you can't argue with it. Does that make sense? Because you've said you're going to do it. What normally happens, when I said about the past, yeah, you look in the past as a reference to where you are now. A lot of people I know, I say to them, how's things going? And what happens is they go into their past, pick it up, yeah, they plonk it into this now time, and they tell me how they're doing. Oh, it's terrible, you know, 3 years ago I had a business and it failed. Because what happens, they live in this moment. You learn from the past. How many times your mum said to you, whatever you do, darling, don't touch this because it's going to burn you. What do you do? Of course you do. Because you learn from the past. But don't let the past beat you up, which I think possibly where you're going is a reference, yeah? So living in the now, okay? What's really important in this third point is thinking about the actions you've taken and what actions you need to take. Take the actions that have to happen to you. I often say to people, there's this third one, is to do things you don't normally do. If you keep doing what you keep doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. Give to others. How many times have you had a problem that when you then start helping other people with their problem, your problem doesn't seem as big anymore? So why don't we just start looking out for other people's problems and start helping them? Because then it detracts from where you are. Yeah? Immerse yourself in somebody else's challenges, and then you'll tend to find an answer yourself. Yeah? So it's immersing in other people's challenges, yeah? Immerse. Okay? And the last one is take action. Was it Einstein says nothing ever happens till something moves. Even if you do a small amount of the things that you said or you would like to do, just a small amount, it makes a difference, because then it becomes a process. And that's all we're looking at, is a process, yeah? So it's acting now. I think we learn through doing things and letting them happen. I took all 4 of those actions when I wanted to become a public speaker. I started doing things differently. In other words, not listening to the people I normally listen to. Because my mum would say to me, that's not a career, you've been a speaker. It's not a career. We all speak, Steve, yeah? Come on, get a proper career. That's what she used to say to me, yeah? I then started living in the now, forgetting all the things in the past, and there was loads I had to forget. But this moment, gaining that control, immense. Immersing yourself, I think it's important. I had loads of challenges in my life, but I thought, you know what, forget about me for a minute. Let's see how my brother's getting on. And he had loads of challenges. And all of a sudden, I then thought, you know what, I can actually sort my problem out because it's not half as bad as his, yeah? And then finally, just taking action. One small step can make a massive difference. You gonna try?
Yeah.
Okay. Give the man a round of applause, please. Thank you very much.